Judy, I'm trying to record, okay? Hi, I'm Gillian. I'm a physics major at Barnard. I am an anthropology minor. I want to do film. This is a biography that I read about Isaac Newton. Newton was a little crazy. He was supposedly celibate his entire life, which may or may not be true, but probably true. And he had virtually no friends, and I'm not sure if that was by choice or not. And he was a genius, a crazy, crazy genius. His most modest quote is, "If I've seen so far is only by standing on the shoulders of giants," which is kind of what he did. He, in many ways, just synthesized a lot of other people's ideas, like Kepler's and Copernicus and Galileo and Descartes. I don't know. He was born to a very poor family. He hated his mom. His dad died when he was younger. His mom remarried. He hated his stepdad. He didn't like his stepsisters. He went back to farm. He was supposed to be in charge of the farm. He sucked at it. Hardcore. They sent him to Trinity College at Cambridge University. He was one of the only people who did math. He was really into alchemy for a long time.
What are you recording?
We're recording stuff about Newton. We're still recording right now,
What are you talking about? Why are you recording
Talking about
something?
Newton.
For why?
Judy, this is
Can I do it?
This is Judy.
I'll do it with an accent.
No, shush you. So he got his degree at Cambridge.
Cambridge.
He got his degree at Cambridge. His I don't even know what I was talking about. Anyways, he was really into alchemy for a very long time, and he was also really into religion for a very long time, but he didn't believe in the Trinity. He was extremely secretive. He wrote a lot, but he didn't like to publish anything at all. He wrote in mixture between Latin and English, and he used his own language so that other people couldn't really read it. He became a professor after a while, and he...
those who can't do, teach.
Ugh. And he was terrible as a teacher as well. Nobody came to any of his lectures. He, left in the middle of them, and he was supposed to write all of his lectures down and send them in, and he only ended up turning in, one or two of them, 4 years after the fact. He ended up coming up with calculus in 1666, 67, I believe, during the plague years. And then he got into a huge, huge fight with Leibniz. Also came up with calculus at around the same time, but Leibniz published first, and in the scientific world, publishing and coming up with or creating something are equally valid, and that's how you say somebody gets credited for the work, essentially. For the rest of Leibniz's life, actually. Most people give Newton credit for it, even though most people use Leibniz's notation. Newton became head of the Royal Society after Hooke died, who, if you know Hooke as in Hooke's Law, but they hated each other also. He hated a lot of people, and he wrote snarky things all the time. During his battle with Leibniz, he wrote anonymous letters to the Royal Society's publication, which was one of the first scientific publications, about how Newton was right and Leibniz was an idiot and just stole all of his ideas, and he put it as anonymous, and it turned out to be him. Anyways, and he hated Hooke, and he took over the society after Hooke died, and he pretended Hooke was an asshole. Anyways, and he stole one of his friends' ideas, all of his friends' notes on celestial bodies and stuff. He stole all of it from him. In his later life, he was appointed as head of coinage. What do they do? Minting, head of minting or something. So they minted coins, and that's actually how he got all of his money and all of his wealth. And he was the first scientist to be knighted ever. I think his grave is at Westminster Abbey, and it's this huge thing with him made in marble. With the celestial bodies spinning around him, because he was so incredibly influential. Because, Newton's laws, everybody's a Newtonian now. Newton hated a lot of people. He had very, very little friends, but he was a genius. That's why I like him.